Are you seeing any prospects of amnesty for him?
He will not take it.
Why?
Nnamdi Kanu will not take it. You give amnesty to a criminal, someone who committed a crime. Nnamdi Kanu instance, he won't take it.
So if you give an opportunity now, he won't take
it. Don't even try to mention it. Because when I tried to mention it on Sunday, his reaction to me, the way he even turned our eyes, he's not that kind of person. Nnamdi Kanu is not that kind. Nnamdi Kanu is well punished, and he's committed is what he's doing.
All right. Thank you for joining me. Today is the 3rd day of December 2025. Please, I beg you to stay with me because we have gotten another big secret we want to expose to you. Oh yes, because I tell you on this channel, what we do is to get those secrets that is hidden, and we bring it here and we expose them. So please, we've got another big one that I want to expose to you. Now, there has been speculations all over social media that Nnamdi Kanu might likely get a presidential pardon. Oh, everybody has been writing to the president, please pardon Nnamdi Kanu, please pardon him. In fact, a couple of days ago, I saw a video of some kakus, some House of Assembly members in the Southeast, some kakus, they came together and they wrote a letter to the president, begging the president to please grant a presidential pardon, to pardon Nnamdi Kanu. Look at the video.
After extensive deliberation, the caucus resolved to humbly appeal to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to consider a political and humanitarian intervention using the constitutional powers granted under Section 175 of the 1999 Constitution to grant pardon to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Our appeal is grounded on the following considerations. 1. We believe that the continued detention of Mazi Kanu has contributed significantly to tension and agitation in the Southeast. Despite numerous calls for calm, the atmosphere remains strained. A presidential act of mercy at this time has the potential to de-escalate tensions, restore normalcy, and reduce the cycle of security operations and civil resistance. 2. Beyond its political nature, this matter has taken a deep emotional toll on families, communities, and the general population. The Southeast has experienced profound social disruptions in the form of closed markets, interrupted schooling, reduced commercial activity, and fear. A political resolution will ease these human burdens and allow communities to return to a dignified life. Thirdly, Nigeria has, in critical moments, relied on presidential magnanimity to heal divisions and consolidate peace. Indeed, the authors of our Constitution, and I mean the 1999 Constitution, conceived of Section 175 in anticipation that the bare dictates of the law may sometimes prove insufficient in tackling complex legal issues that are better handled politically via presidential discretion. It is our belief that an act of clemency by the president would resonate deeply across the country as a symbol of inclusiveness, fairness, and leadership that prioritizes healing over division.
Not only that, a couple of months ago, we saw a video where Prince Ashtags was making a speech, and he said that he's going to beg Tinubu to grant presidential pardon to Nnamdi Kanu, as he said here.
Why is the hardline I tell him? But we shall beg Tinubu to forgive him. Tinubu has spirit of forgiveness. He has no enemy.
Now, there are so many of them that has come out to say, oh, they are begging the president to pardon Nnamdi Kanu. And just a couple of days ago, Nnamdi Kanu's counsel, Maxwell Okpara, granted an interview. And he said in that interview that when he was speaking with Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto prison just a couple of days ago, that he mentioned that, the president might grant him a presidential pardon. He said that when he mentioned that and Nnamdi Kanu had that Nnamdi Kanu looked at him, that thing they call bombastic side eye, that Nnamdi Kanu looked at him and was like, "Oga, wetin dey worry you?" When I saw that video, I paused. I said, what? I have to revise back. I turned the video again and I watched it, and I started asking myself a question. Does it mean that this man don't want to come out? On a norm, every other person might say, okay, oh, please go and beg the president to pardon me. Go and beg the president to pardon me. But in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, he doesn't want to hear presidential pardon. And I start to ask myself question, why? What is happening? Of course, we know that Nnamdi Kanu is a very radical person. That man, I never see. But that being aside, first of all, the first thing I did was this. I said, okay, let me get the right definition of pardon. And please, I beg you to join me as we learn together in this. Now, according to Oxford Dictionary, it said that pardon is an order that releases a convicted criminal without further punishment, prevents future punishment. Now, according to Google said that pardon is the action of forgiving or being forgiven for an error or offense. Now, it simply means that before you are pardoned, you must have committed a crime. For instance, you watching me now, somebody just walk up to you and say, please forgive me. The next thing you ask the person is this: what did you do? So before there is a pardon, there must have been a crime. Now, in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, probably, of course, we know that is true. He is frowning at the presidential pardon because he believes that he has not committed any crime. Oh yes, and that is why you see him always in the court saying, show me the law that warrants or that permits you to try me. Show me the law.
Show me the written law. Show me the written law. I want to know.
In other words, he believes so firmly that he has not committed any crime. And so, for somebody who has not committed any crime, is there any need of pardon? Is there any need for pardon? I ask. As I was thinking about this also, a video just pumped into my head and I have to quickly search it and I got the video. Where Nnamdi Kanu said, you see, in this your court, I'm going to win you. Look at it.
In this court, I'll defeat the federal government of Nigeria. Yeah. The whole world will see it. Where is the treasonable felon? Where is it? All these years, journalists are gathering treasonable, treason. What's treason today? It's gone. In some way, this terrorism charge will go. I'm thinking of another capital offense that can charge me. Maybe, I don't know, impregnating the wife of somebody. I don't know what other thing they can charge me.
You say you are innocent of all these charges.
The federal government, they know I'm not guilty. My only guilt is that I'm fighting for my people, and I will fight for them for justice and fairness and equity everywhere. Our family is based on 4 cardinal points. You must be without fear before your enemies. You must speak the truth always, even if it leads to your death. You must help the poor and those who cannot help themselves, and be of good character that God may love thee. That's who we are.
Did you see that? He didn't say, in this your court, I'm going to get presidential pardon. He said, you see, in this your court, I'm going to win you. He was saying it so firmly because he believed that he has not committed any crime. And so, the issue of presidential pardon shouldn't even be an option at all. Well, I bring you this. I know a lot of us, even me, must have made the mistake of, oh, presidential pardon. But think about it very well. What is pardon without a crime? So if you are promoting presidential pardon, you are on the other hand, promoting that Kanu has committed a crime. So what are we calling for now? We are calling for total justice. We are calling for total justice. If there is justice in Nigeria, believe in me, Nnamdi Kanu shouldn't be detained for 1 day, for 1 hour, because no law has found him guilty. Show me the law. Show me the law. You cannot show the law. Please, I don't want to bore you with words, but this is a very serious matter that we should look into. In fact, the next video I'm going to play for you now is very, very important.
Jail Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is already a celebrity in prison. They said he has already become the president of the prison, but I doubt that is what Nnamdi Kanu wanted. But it must have been conferred on him just by respect, you know. So very soon, you will see that they will, on their own, reverse the most fundamental mistake they ever made regarding Nnamdi Kanu. You can quote me on that.
So, Nnamdi Kanu is in Sokoto prison.
What did we predict to you? That they will do that. But I also predicted that it will be the greatest mistake of their life. And now, the people we asked to protest to prevent Nnamdi Kanu from going to jail are all rushing to Sokoto. I want his family members to give me the rights to admit people to see him, so that I can be screening them. And I'll tell you the day the judge who sentenced him is going to go to Sokoto. He's going to go beg, like Fela was begged in Bama prison for doing what is wrong, if he has not done that already. But if he wants to go, tell him to contact me. I will arrange the safe passage to Sokoto. This was the worst thing they could have done to them. When they were taking him to Sokoto, they thought they would ridicule him. When they got to Sokoto, he has turned Sokoto to another Mecca.
Yes, pilgrimage.
That's what we predicted. You know, they don't have sense because they don't have people who can reason in government. And now, look at where we are. We jailed Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is already a celebrity in prison. They said he has already become the president of the prison, but I doubt that is what Nnamdi Kanu wanted. But it must have been conferred on him just by respect, you know. So very soon, you will see that they will, on their own, reverse the most fundamental mistake they ever made regarding Nnamdi Kanu. You can quote me on that.
So what do you have to say? The judge has ruled that you should be restrained from talking about some issues that incite the public against the government of the day.
Don't misquote the judge. You just said that he was talking about national security. I'm not the national security.
Yes.
I'm not a police officer.
Yes.
You also heard me tell the judge that we have a plan to defeat the candidate on the other side. And I will continue to make public policy statements. It's all right. You know, I think we have to give it to the judge that he applied wisdom.
So, Nnamdi Kanu has been seen of late talking about the safety of the abducted. He was even reassuring the families of the victims that their children are well and safe while in captivity. Doesn't that speak of?
Well, what Nnamdi Kanu has come to tell you is that he's the new chief negotiator with the terrorists. So, and that's probably what Tinubu appointed him to be doing now. What they are doing is empowering the terrorists. And it is because they have no capacity to disempower them. So they engage. If Nnamdi Kanu can tell you that they are in good hands, they said, and they are safe where they are, then come and redefine to me the meaning of safety. If a child who is barely 15 to 16 years is not in school and not with their parents, they are not safe. There's nobody who is safe in the hands of deranged kidnappers, terrorists, or bandits. No. So that's why I said maybe you should define to me the meaning of safety. But they are telling you, without me saying words, that's the world we are living in. Maybe some of you are still in denial.
Do you now support the US coming to rescue Nigeria?
No, the US is not coming to rescue Nigeria. The US is ridiculing Nigerian leaders.
So what should we do?
Well, kick out the leaders who cannot protect you.
Exactly.
That's simple. You deserve protection, not from you didn't elect Donald Trump to protect you. Elected, or you selected Tinubu. And the reason I'm saying this, so that those of you who are carried away by US promises, is that if the US comes there to help you clear Sambisa forest, who is going to clear the forest in Edo State for you? Except you then agree that the US must replace your government. So your next governor in Edo State will be called Moore from Idaho. The one from Ondo State will be from New York. You know, the one from Zamfara, they may not find a governor to go to Zamfara because US people don't like to go to unsafe places. So, and I have restated it again, that as an African, a Pan-Africanist, it is a disgrace that we keep looking for salvation from the people who enslaved us, the people who colonized us. You know, somebody who took you as a slave 400,000 years ago cannot love you when it is him and his past policies and of their grandparents that put you in a condition there. Have you forgotten the Cold War? You know, have you forgotten colonialism? Have you forgotten their attempts to replace that. They've even trained so many of the soldiers you are seeing today, DSS, they were trained in the US or by the US security agencies. How come the training didn't have any impact on that? So if you want salvation, build your own country. Elect leaders who can protect you, but always looking for help from people. You know, it's like you are looking for, you are looking for help from a foreign religion, foreign god. Now you are looking for help from the foreign army to come and help you cleanse your land. They don't have your time. They have, you see, I want to tell you here, the US have what they call attention deficit disorder in terms of international intervention and policies. They don't have time for you to, they don't have time to stay with you. After a while, if it inconveniences them, they leave. But they don't even have any plan to come here except just do some symbolic actions, and then at the end we are still going to need to have your leaders protect you after they have come and gone. That is if they come at all.
Do you now support state police?
What?
State police.
Oh, I've always supported state police,
even if
but not without proper guidance and regulation. I support state police on the condition that all the policemen will be trained according to the same standards across the country, and that they are well paid, not like in Ondo State where they have an equivalent of state police right now. They don't even have, they have casualization, they don't have appointment letter, they don't have insurance cover. You want people to come and risk their lives for you, and they don't have anything to show that they are working with you. So it has to be properly regulated. You must pay them well. You must provide them with insurance. They must have housing, not barracks, because barracks don't work anymore for me. And they must be properly trained, and they must have rules and regulations. Because we've seen a situation where in Osun State, and I think Ondo State, the leader of the Amotekun in Ondo State is trying to kill some of his staff who are opposed to the way he's running the place. In Osun State, there was some shooting in which they just arbitrarily kill people. So that's why regulations for this are very important for him. But state police, campus police, any police, I'm in support of it, but not rogue law enforcement agencies.
A video just resurfaced of Matawale advocating that not all bandits are criminals.
And not all criminals are bandits. I don't want to waste my time responding to the likes of what. It's a reflection of where we are. That again, the worst amongst us is governing the most brilliant amongst us. So these are workshop people that have no business. These are people that should be in jail. I met one governor, former governor here this morning. What is his name? Bangida Ali.
Okay.
Justice.
He was alone in BMW. So he saw me, came to greet me. I said, what are you doing here? I said, I've been facing corruption charges for 10 years. I said, why don't you join the APC and stop disturbing yourself? But he said you can't join them. I said, well, it's a matter of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want you to understand it. Nnamdi Kanu took a fresh plea. What do you mean? A plea guilty or not guilty? Remember that he has taken his plea in that of Honorable Justice Nnamdi, and it was based on that plea, that proceedings, pending proceedings that was going on. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. That was why Supreme Court said let the matter continue in that court, because Supreme Court was having in mind that the matter will continue in that court. Supreme Court never advised their mind that this matter can be assigned to another court and it will start afresh. I'm heading to somewhere. Do you know where I'm heading to? Repealed law. I'm coming. Repealed law. Now, when the Nnamdi Kanu took a fresh plea, everything now started de novo, afresh. The proceedings which Supreme Court made reference to in Bintanyako's court has been has gone with sponged with whatever thing that happened in Bintanyako's court. Now we are now in Honorable Justice Amotasha's court. One expected them to amend that particular Camp 7 that was Camp 15 before Bintanyako. Now after the Bintanyako struck out that it becomes Camp 7, which they brought in under on the wrong law. They refused to amend it. They know the implication of amending it. They allowed it. Now that one is on that. I don't want to go what happened, how Nnamdi Kanu was brought to this country. I don't want to go discuss about how the Operation Patronus attacked his house, how he never jumped there, how he ran away. I don't want to go into that. Now let's go back to where we are. Honorable Justice Omotosh. So when we came, the matter started. After his plea, we continued. So they opened their defense. Now the defense, the witnesses they call 5 witnesses, all DSSS officers. Now, out of the 5, Nnamdi Kanu said, out of all these people you called, there's only one person, you, that investigated me, that arrested me when I from Lagos to Abuja here, that even interviewed me. I didn't know these persons. I never met them. So Nnamdi Kanu was alleging that all those people were rented witnesses. That was his allegation. Now, how do I believe Nnamdi Kanu? All the questions they asked them, I don't know. You said that Nnamdi Kanu killed his broadcast was the thing that killed Gulag. He said yes. Did you arrest anybody? No. How do you arrive to this particular investigation? Are you aware that the chief security officer of Imo State has also said that the report available to him has established that IPOB has nothing to do with the killing of Gulag? It's political. And the video was played there in the court. Now, going by the statement, Nnamdi Kanu made a statement in his statement, because in any criminal trial, investigation has to do with statement of the accused and his interrogation. It's his statement that will lead you to investigation, and you write an investigation report. Those people, they never write any investigation reports, but that one is by the way. Now, the judge when they showed Nnamdi Kanu said, yes, I made this statement, but my lawyer was not there. I made it under duress. There was what we call trial within trial was conducted. For those of them who said that Nnamdi Kanu never made any statement, because they are not following the trial. During that trial, within trial, Nnamdi Kanu used that opportunity to explain everything about IPOB, and he was cross-examined. Nnamdi Kanu was cross-examined within that trial, within trial. It is there in the court record, and the court is expected to take the judicial notice of that is a witness. That is statement he made from the dock and the cross-examination. So after that, the judge was convinced that Nnamdi Kanu was made that statement under duress. He made a ruling and he rejected that statement of Nnamdi Kanu, and the market rejected. Now the question there is that now that the statement has been made, market rejected, which means Nnamdi Kanu has no statement. On what basis did you prefer the charge? Because you can't put something on nothing and expect it to stand. If the judge on his own raised the Bible in the court and the Bible fall, you raise it again, say, do you know me? You can't place something on nothing and expect it to stand. That is the beginning and the end of that trial. Because that charge was predicated on that statement. And they asked them, SN. I think it was Kalagabi that. Anyway, 3 of them were cross-examining. Kalagabi was cross-examined, Meketaba was cross-examined, conducted the trial, the local conducted the trial, as they were exchanging all those learners. And then one of them asked, you can't add this investigation. Was there any investigation report? He said no. That one is on that. That one is on that. Now that one has gone. Now during the trial, when the trial was going on, I want you people to just listen so that those who are arguing what they are arguing in social media who never who understand where Nnamdi Kanu was coming from. During the trial, at the commencement of the trial, the judge said in the record of proceedings, I am not going to entertain any objection of admissibility of any exhibit. Any objection that has to do with the admissibility of any exhibit that is being tendered, please reserve it, and you can address it during your final written address on record. Maybe he forgot that he said such a thing. So if they want to tender exhibit, those doctored exhibits, do you know what they did? Any place Nnamdi Kanu said, if this happened, something like, maybe just use instance, and said, any police officer who used the gun government gave him to protect life and property, and he wants to use that gun to kill you, collect it back, collect it before he kill you, collect it and use it and kill him first. Self-defense is a self-defense, and is also permissible in law. Now they will now remove that one, and they will only copy from that, from only that one. He said, key police officer, and they will attach it and play it. And if you watch all those exhibits, thank God that it's a public record if they will release it. If you watch it, thank God that most of you are experts in this field. You will know that it's cut and joined. And any time they want to tender it, you see Nnamdi Kanu in the witness box, he will be in the dock, he will be shaking his head. He say, my lord, we will object to it, but we will reserve our grasp of objection during final written address. This is how all of them have been tendered. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. So when they concluded their trial, I think the day they closed their case, the prosecution closed their case. I think Kalaga jokingly so that one will. So this is what you now, all these things you tendered. That's what you now used to keep this man for 3 years in the name of terrorism. This singlet boxers, all this tape. That's what we want to use. So the jokingly, I have said I was there. So we now file our no case submission. I enjoined anybody. It's a public document. Go and read that no case submission. If you read that no case submission, that was where all these issues would have been ended. But in no case submission, my Lord ruled that there's a professional case against Mazen and the car that he should open his defense. Of course, there are some things that I will not tell you here. There are some things that I will not tell you here. What brought about, you just like the lawyer I told you, I'm a lawyer, and you, Mr. Victor, you engaged me to represent you, and you are not a lawyer. And there are some things that you need to know as a layman. That is to say that 1 + 1 is 2. And you have, and I have read it in your law book that 1 + 1 is 2. So in the practical, you're not asking, Mas, but you say 1 + 1 is 2, and the judge said that is not, that he won't admit it. What happened? Are you saying? Sure. I will tell you to just forget about it. A lot of issues will be coming up. His Nnamdi Kanu's trial is more political than legal. So a lot of issues we are coming up, which, as a lawyer, I am an officer in that temple of justice. And being an officer in the temple of justice, I'm expected to protect the interests of the court first. My duty first as a lawyer is to the court before my client. So a lot of issues came up. The long and short story that there was an understanding, and the lawyers had to leave. They have to leave.
Did they leave voluntarily, or Nnamdi Kanu asked them to step aside?
There was an understanding. They have to leave. There was another understanding. I have done it in several cases. I have done it in several cases for the guest where I'm representing a client, and it will be as if I'm having an altercation with the judge. I will tell the client, please, can you take your file to another lawyer? I don't think that I will continue with this matter, because it will be uncalled for that I am having an altercation because of a case of a client. The APDC will not take it lightly with me. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying.
All right. So, what do you make of it? Drop your comment. I'll see my next video. There are so many updates I want to share with you. All right. Thank you very much. May God continue to bless you.